what you have just done here is more difficult and vastly more dangerous than you realize.
And what is that?
You've impressed me.
Welcome. I had my mic off too. Welcome to this very special bonus edition of Strange New Pod. I am your Fleet Admiral and host, Julian Brown, alongside my one co-host, one member of the best bridge crew, this side of Space Dock. It is Commander Hawk joining me on board the Titan Bridge tonight. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm good.
Just good.
Just good, yeah. Although a little sad. And
Yeah.
we all know why.
Yep. We're going to talk about that. We are here for the excitement. The final Picard trailer for season 3 has dropped. That is the awesome news, the good news, the unfortunate news, and we are going to talk about her briefly tonight before we get into our trailer breakdown. Annie Wersching, who many of you know portrayed the Borg Queen on Star Trek Picard season 2, passed away yesterday at 45. She was struggling with cancer. Wishing her family just the most well wishes. Super tragic. She was an amazing talent, and we're gonna talk about her. Why don't we just do that now, because she really was amazing. And Hawk, I'll start with you. I mean, what do you kind of remember most about Annie? Did you know her work before Picard? Oh, hold on. I lost you. Go again?
Check. Hello.
Hey, there you are.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened. That was super weird.
Oh my God. I was beamed out.
You were beamed out.
So you're asking me if I was familiar with Annie Wersching's work before Picard. Not entirely, although, she did play Tess in the video game version of The Last of Us back in 2013 or 14. Beyond that, I know like her work included a lot of shows like The Vampire Diaries. She was also on The Rookie recently.
Yes, and she was really, really good in that.
And apparently she was part of 24.
Yes.
Which a show I was never really that into.
Oh, I loved 24 so much. Yeah.
But she was definitely, for me, one of the biggest highlights of season 2 of Picard. We've had two previous entries into as the Borg Queen before her and that, but she really brought her own game to it. Yeah.
It's so interesting, right? Because you and I have been watching so much Borg lately. We actually skipped over Alice Courage because we've done a First Contact show before, and we didn't do Endgame for Voyager, so we got the Susanna Thompson version. But it's just so cool watching all the different versions of the character, and Annie's take on it was so unique. I'll briefly say I like Haven, and Haven will mention this in their mailbag later, but I loved the character of Renee Walker from 24. Her very complex and complicated relationship with Jack. They're falling out. They go from lovers to, obviously, Jack getting. I think he gets arrested. It's been so long, but he gets arrested for like the jillionth time, and she kind of starts going rogue. And Annie always played these really amazingly complex characters, and she did a really great job at playing deeply flawed characters as well. And Renee Walker was a very flawed but amazing character to watch on 24. I love The Rookie. It's one of my wife Karen and I's favorite shows, and she played Rosalind Dyer, a serial killer on that show. And probably I would say I actually like that role over her as the Borg Queen. I think it's probably her best role. She played it's insane how well she played a serial killer. It was just so good.
I could really see her digging her teeth into a role like that.
Yeah, but then obviously the Borg Queen, we're not going to spend tonight saying anything negative about Picard because she was an absolute highlight of the second season.
Like I said, yeah, you said a highlight, and one of the best parts of it. And I would encourage anybody, no matter how much you didn't quite enjoy season 2 of Picard, and that her performance alone was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to. I think there's some comments here. I was when you guys hit when we got Michelle's. Here we go. Yeah, Michelle P on YouTube Collective writes, "Gone far too soon. Such a great talent. Really enjoyed her in Picard season 2." Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. If you have other comments and you want to talk about Annie in the chat, keep them coming all night long. We'll interrupt what we're talking about to mention them. There's obviously some great memories of her in the mailbag. Oh, did Colin have one?
Yeah, Colin D remembers her being the villain on Timeless.
Yes, I think I never watched that, but she was in that. Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Yeah. On to some happier news before we even get to the trailer. Apparently, Hawk, we hit 500 subscribers on our YouTube channel today.
Hey!
So that's a big thank you, all of you, for getting us there. That's absolutely amazing. We cannot do this without you. I don't know what to say. It's awesome because we set a goal. I set a goal, at least, of getting us to 2,000 by the end of the year. And, that's 1,500 more. I think we could do it. I think we could do it if we really try. So if you know people that haven't subscribed yet, if you're in the chat right now and you forgot to hit that subscribe button, do it, please. Share our videos. It helps that stupid YouTube algorithm. And we don't care so much about the algorithm. We don't do this to get paid, but it's cool to have our videos in the recommended by. That means people are watching us and getting to hear our awesome show and maybe come interact with all our awesome collective. And that's what's most important. So
I would do this for free. I would do this if no one was watching, but the fact that people are watching and that, they continue to watch every week, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hawk, I'm gonna ask you a question.
All right.
I want to take you to the before times. And the before times, I mean, are before this trailer dropped yesterday. I want to know where your headspace was at.
As far as what to expect, or
going into season 3 and what to expect from the trailer. And then where are you now?
Well, I mean, we've had a few trailers before this. They seem, they amped up that this is, the final ride. The whole crew is there. Where's my headspace? I don't know if that's changed since then, but yeah, I'm just eagerly. I'm with everybody else in that. I don't know where this is going. I don't know who this villain is or why Picard is so important to her, but I am all hands on deck. The buzz around this has been phenomenal.
Yeah. It's no secret at this point that the media, the press, us, we've gotten our screeners, and people Hawk hasn't, unfortunately, yet. There was a mix up. They're coming. And there's nothing but praise for the series on Twitter. So much that a couple of people contacted Paramount. We're like, is it okay to start saying stuff? Even though the embargo was lifted, they're like, yeah, as long as you don't spoil things, go ahead. So that you could tell how much hype there is surrounding the show. I just wanna relive the trailer with everybody right now, because I don't know if you guys know fully what happened last night. Hawk and I were getting ready to go live, and I was getting OBS open, and I tilted my computer screen just a little bit, and it unplugged. And when my computer has to restart, it's sometimes like an hour-long process. And yeah, so it was it was an event. So that's why we're doing this tonight, but it gives us more time, which I think is better too, because you were on a limited schedule last night. So busy crying over The Last of Us, which I need to go do at some point tomorrow. Yeah. So, should we do this? Should we do it?
We should. I think we should.
All right. Who wants to watch the Picard season 3 final trailer? You guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. I'm going to mute my mic here.
Alrighty. Here we go. Ready?
Ready. Go.
Go. 7,
It didn't want to play. Give me a second, guys. I don't know what's going on. This always happens. Let's try again.
I'm pausing. Do you want me to restart?
No, it's all right. You
Okay.
watch and I'll watch and then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, guys, it's not playing on here for some reason. So what I'm going to do is plan B, bear with us. Always technical difficulties on this show. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm going to share my screen and hopefully that works. So let me get this up. And then sorry for the technical difficulties.
I really need to look up that actor who plays that.
Who plays who?
I think he's going to be the Badmiral this year.
Oh, there's a Badmiral?
Well, that particular actor who appears at the beginning of the trailer.
Oh, I don't know.
I know him, and his repertoire of characters is either kind of a douchebag or straight out villain.
Okay, hopefully this works. Desktop. Yeah, that's the one. Can everybody let me know on Zoom if people are seeing this? Or actually, do I want to put it here? Hold on. I think I want to put it over here. Now the question is, are we going to get sound? We're going to try it and see if we get sound, and then yeah. All right, here we go. All right, we got sound. Are you ready, Hawk?
Oh, here. Should I join you or should I'll just continue?
Yeah, you just continue. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna restart. All right, you guys ready?
Can people see the Titan on the screen? Please, someone in the chat, let me know if you can see the Titan on the screen, please. Act it out with puppets. If I had puppets, I would. If anybody sees the Titan, okay, it's there. I could see it. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, here we go.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Trailer time.
We fight or we die.
Admiral on the bridge. And Captain on the bridge.
You will probably find this inspection boring for the likes of you two.
Boring?
Well, we won't be blowing things up. Taking or engaging in fire, crash landing expectedly or unexpectedly.
Those were the days.
There is something coming.
Battle stations.
Some kind of attack. And Starfleet could be the target.
There's a darkness. An all-consuming darkness.
And it is getting stronger.
Jean-Luc, trust no one.
Jean-Luc Picard. We will have vengeance.
You and I have traveled to the far reaches of space. But something's different now. This is the end, my friend.
Geordie!
Such pathetic old warriors. I, too, was once irrational, violent.
Is anybody you know still the person you knew?
This is life or death.
It's always life or death, Jean-Luc. When has it not been?
He's evil.
each ticking moment, I will take another piece of you.
Battle stations!
Survival. It's human nature, pal. We fight or we die.
Hold it! Gun it!
I need you. All of you.
We're with you. Always.
Engage. Will, are you enjoying this? Of course not. Are you?
Now how you feeling, Hawk?
Oh my god.
Oh. So many questions you were gonna say.
So many questions, so many emotions, you know. I mean, like, I know it's the end of the ride and that, so that plays a big part of like how good the trailer is, but I have so many questions. Should we start starting with who is this young man who has apparently Will Riker at the end of a phaser?
Let's talk about him. I just want to read I do want to just read one comment I saw real quick because it's a question and it's been answered in the previous trailer. Who is Spiner playing? Well, the answer, as far as we know, as far as what Geordi and Jean-Luc say in the previous trailer, is Lore. So Lore is back. That's fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, it's Lore. Like, I mean, even if Brent Spiner's old now, it's Lore. And
yeah,
Brent Spiner is good at playing Lore. I mean, he's great at playing Data, but he's great at playing psychos too. And
yeah. I mean, Lore was that whole counterpoint to Data, and that, you know, the good that was in Data, the childlike, nature of him and that, and his search for humanity, and Lore was the counter opposite of that, and he relished playing that role. It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see what happens with Lore, because that could just create all sorts of problems.
I do hope they address, as Admiral Funnest Frontier notes, why is Lore old?
Yeah, that is something that absolutely needs to be addressed. I mean, listen, it's not like when Brent Spiner played Data, they spent the most money on the CG to make him look as young as he was supposed to. I mean, you got to do a little bit of a suspension of disbelief there. Though I like MC's comment, Lore had an aging program installed, which,
that's true.
Hey, not unfeasible, you know. We know from season 1 that Sung was experimenting with technology and that his droids could age. So his androids could age. So, yeah. And Hawk, I fell asleep. I watched all of Descent Part 1, but it's been so long because I tried to get through Descent Part 2 and I fell asleep. Not because it's boring, because I was dead tired.
Right.
What happens to I'm fogging what happens to Lore at the end of Descent Part 2. It's been a bit.
Data deactivated him, and then I believe he disassembled him.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
the what happened past there, I'm not sure. Was he stored somewhere? He was probably stored in, like, you know, I imagine like an Indiana Jones style crate in a Federation warehouse.
Well, he's probably with like Peanut Hamper and the Jeffrey Combs droid, right? In that, like, I don't know, cold storage.
Yeah, for probably. Evil AI.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hawk, I heard you say you want to get a little bit out of order. If you guys want to follow along on YouTube, we are going to kind of mostly go by the order of the breakdown we did on Twitter earlier today to go through this trailer. But Hawk, I know that you're dying to go through some of the speculation and rumors about the fine-looking man with the British accent in Picard, played by where do I have it? He's played by Ed Spielers or Speliers. Yeah, so I want to get your take. You've seen the speculation too. What are some of your favorites on who this could be?
The biggest, the biggest theory, and which I believe, because you look at that young man and you can see the exchange between him and Picard. Is this Picard's son? Or yeah.
One of my favorite speculations and theories going on right now, and listen, it's not like New Trek has not had a flair for the dramatic. It has done well at that, and one of my favorites is that somehow Rene Picard survived the fire that happened in Generations. Someone did a side-by-side of Ed Speleers and young Rene, and it's kind of eerie how similar they look. Yeah, so that's a good
it's an interesting one, but something I kind of dismiss out of hand, because I think, like, even if Rene had survived that fire, the age gap doesn't quite work there in that. I believe Rene would probably be somewhere in his 40s right now.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, he might be a little bit too young in this. Yeah. MC saying somehow Rene Picard has returned. Michelle is agreeing with you, Hawk. Come on, Picrusher progeny. Michelle also says, I dig this theory, but he'd be older, I think. Another theory is we're going back to Nemesis. It's not, it's not Shinzon, but that this could be yet another Picard clone. Would you be into that or not so much?
Ooh, I don't know. It depends. If they handled it better than they handled the Shinzon thing, then yeah, maybe. But then it begs the question, like, what has Picard been doing with his DNA? Why is he not keeping it a lot safer?
That is a very, very good point. The other one, which is a bit far-fetched in my opinion, but also a good one, is that it is not someone related to Picard or not a Picard clone, but rather someone that Beverly Crusher was very close to and married to, and a clone of her late husband and Wesley's father, Jack. So I like it. I think it's a little bit out there, but I really like it.
It does, because we did meet Jack in the holodeck program.
Yeah, we did.
He does bear a striking resemblance, doesn't he?
The only thing that doesn't quite add up is the accent. Jack had a very American accent. Whoever Ed is playing in Picard has a British accent. So, yeah. Any more theories? Any more theories?
Throw them out there. Nothing is too crazy.
Nothing is too crazy. I like it. MC, but let's face it, if Picard did have a kid, he'd probably name it Rene. So it could be Rene Picard and Picard's son. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm digging the wild card of clone Jack Crusher, but we'll find out in 2 weeks. Could also be an alternate universe like Mirror Son. We know that from the comics, Jean-Luc has a Mirror Universe counterpart who is actually really cool. I didn't really love the Coda trilogy of books too much, but what is Donald talking about? Do I have mods in the YouTube chat tonight? Hold on. I'm going to promote some people to moderators. Hold your horses. Can I do that in here? I might actually have to go into the chat.
Oh boy.
We'll see. We'll let it go for a few more minutes. Do you want to move on to the top, or do we want to stick on Mystery Boy for a few more minutes?
I think we'll let that,
let it stew. Let it stew.
Play out in the conspiracy theory universe.
I like it.
Let's get back to the top.
Let's get back to the top, and that is Jean-Luc and Will being welcomed aboard the USS Titan by Seven, and apparently Commander Seven, which is awesome. And from the next scene, with I guess the captain, who's being played by Todd I'm sorry, Todd, if you're listening and I butcher your name, Todd Stashwick. Yes. He was on 12 Monkeys. Apparently they're doing an inspection. I mean, sure, why not? But still a nice little scene. They're all on a starship together. It's cool. It feels good, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I do like that actor. He's a very famous character actor. I've seen him in quite a few things. But he always as I mentioned before, he always plays like either kind of a villainous idiot or just a straight out idiot. So it's going to be interesting to see him like as a captain of a starship.
I let's go into that one because it looks like they're all at the dinner table together, right? And he's just like, it's gonna be a boring inspection, guys. You're not gonna crash land any starships, fire any phasers. I mean, you have two living legends on board who are, synonymous with doing this kind of thing. You have to know better, right?
Well, I think he's being a little bit prickish towards them. Yeah.
I think it's accurate. Yeah.
Exactly. They're living legends in that. Yes, they've crashed starships. Yes, they've blown things up and that. But again, they've saved the universe so many times.
All for the good of Starfleet, as Jean-Luc would say, probably, right?
What wouldn't you do for your family?
Cack. Oh man. Yeah, I like the brief, the way they cut this with them like doing that, and him saying them all this, and like literally like Jean-Luc is firing phasers and Will is firing phasers and everybody's like firing phasers everywhere, and there's, I don't know, some kind of blue explosion. I mean, there's just explosions everywhere because it's Star Trek, and you can't have Star Trek without explosions. I'm gonna read. I'm really sorry. Is this Bear Putt Spread? Bear Putt Spread? Is that right? Bear Putt Spread. Anyway, it's a great comment from Bear Putt Spread. All I could say is Worf, Worf, Worf. I got chills seeing him fight again. You know what? Michael Dorn is a legend, and I highly recommend, we don't plug other shows on here often, but you guys should go and listen to the Shuttle Pod show and Michael Dorn's interview with Connor Trinneer. And I always forget his name. I'm so bad. Connor and who played Reed, Malcolm. Chat, help me. I'm being a horrible Trekkie right now.
I know the name.
I do too. I listen to the show every week. I haven't listened to the Tim Russ episode. Please, someone help me. Dominic Keaton.
Dominic Keating.
Yep. Sorry about that, Dominic. Apologies. Anyway, great interview where you're not going to hear much about Star Trek. That's what's great about Shuttle Pod. You hear about everything else but Star Trek. Great show.
There was an interview with Michael Dorn years ago and they asked him about Worf and how he developed the whole Klingon accent and that, and he said,
I think my chat froze.
You have to have a little Yiddish thrown in there to get it right.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Yeah, my chat froze. Sorry, guys. Hello. Let's see. I'm just okay. Yeah, we're not. So hey guys, just in the chat, I'm gonna say there have been some spoilers. I don't even want to call them spoilers, but some like borderline spoilers from other outlets and other people. And while we respect their right to do that, I don't want to bring too much of that into the chat. So if you guys could leave that stuff out of the chat, that would be much appreciated. That's not what we're here to talk about tonight. If
2 more weeks,
if I could hold it in during this entire show, yeah. Let's not do it. Let's move on to the next image, though. We get into some starship porn here. The only thing that we know about this ship so far is that its name is the Helios from or Helios from the other trailer, and I think zoom ins on its hull. Still don't know much about it. We're gonna see it in a later image it looks like it's ramming the Titan's hull, which is just absolutely bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Theories on what this ship is or who it's carrying?
Not quite sure. I mean, like the fact that it's ramming itself right into the hull means that might be some sort of a drone ship or just some. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Michelle says the Helios is Beverly's ship. That I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. Obviously, we see her on a ship, but it's not the Titan during the trailers, so it could be. I don't know if that's been confirmed. Let us know if that actually is confirmed or not, because I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about that later on because that ship is in some trouble later on. Then we see a planet with what looks like some Federation shuttles. It's not really that interesting of an image. Then right at the bottom of that, a fleet of advanced starships, including the Enterprise F, some Sovereign class starships, and a Sagan class, which is what the new Stargazer was. I mean, who doesn't love starship porn? I do.
Would we call that a fleet of ships or more of an armada?
I would say it's a fleet. I feel like they don't use armada. Hold on. I have to. Guys, bear with me a minute. I gotta block someone. Give me 1 second. Put user in timeout. And then Haven, just so you know, I am promoting you to a mod, and MC, I am promoting you to a mod as well. I should have done that at the beginning. Apologies, guys. Thank you. And if that person comes back, please go ahead and block them.
Please.
Yes. Okay. So where were we? The fleet that included the Enterprise F.
Yes.
Do you think that these two, this is pure speculation, that these two planets are the same, the ones with the Federation shuttles and this fleet of ships that includes the Enterprise F going by? And then I'll have another question to follow up on that.
Quite possibly. I mean, do you not think, does that not look like Earth that they are flying over?
I mean, I think it looks like Earth. The shuttle, the planet flying over that planet that the shuttles are flying over also, I don't know. I feel like that planet's a little bit more green, and the one that the Enterprise is over is blue. Like that's probably
definitely
Earth.
Blue cloud formations.
Yeah.
I can see, and I can see an electrical grid on there.
It's hard to speculate on that kind of stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
But the bigger question that I want to ask you is, what do you think? And I want to get chat speculation as well. The Enterprise F's role is going to be in Picard season 3.
Well, obviously, I mean, since is the final ride, they need the best ride to go on that ride with, right? So, yeah, at some point, Jean-Luc is commandeering or being put back in command of the Enterprise, for whatever threat. Because as we know, this is like not just a threat to him; it's a threat to the Federation and to Starfleet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. MC says it's not Earth because we don't see the Golden Gate Bridge, Hawk.
I didn't realize it was visible from space.
Yeah, I didn't. I think that's the Great Wall. Michael Kwan says the Enterprise F is the flagship of the task force. There was another comment I wanted to read about the Enterprise. Where did it go? Where did it go? It was a good comment. No, it disappeared. Oh, Justin just wrote, I can't wait to see more of the Enterprise F, which I can't wait to see more of the Enterprise F. I don't think Hawk can wait to see more of the Enterprise F. I kind of want to see the Enterprise E one more time. That's just me. She's yeah. I'm looking right at her right now. She's a beauty. Oh, I'm gonna miss her. I don't know if she shows up in season 3 or not. I hope so. I love her.
Maybe one little scene where
one little nugget, please.
Picard comes in and decommissions her and that. And, yeah.
Kevin also writes, it seems like we saw 2 different star bases in this trailer, Earth Space Dock and another less ornamented starbase. Yes. The one from the previous trailer with the fireworks is a bigger one, and I think that might be Earth Space Dock. I'm not sure. And then one looking like the one that we've seen from the movies and TNG, a little bit smaller. So yes, that's accurate. Right. Justin also says, I think the Enterprise saves the Titan crew or Picard takes command of it for a moment. Would you want to see Picard in his 90s in command of the Enterprise one more time? I don't know.
I part of me really wants to see him don the uniform again. It's like we've seen him in kind of more the black and traditional, but like I just want to see him in command. Like command uniform again.
You know who I want to see in command of the Enterprise F, even if it's for like 30 seconds? Captain William T. Riker. Please and thank you.
He never got that.
He never got it. He got the Titan, but he didn't get the Enterprise.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm serious. If Picard doesn't end up in the captain's chair of the Enterprise F, what's the point of having the Enterprise in? I mean, You're not wrong. We already talked about Wonder Boy, so we're going to skip over that one. Let's talk about the still mysterious, know nothing about her whatsoever, Vadic, played by Amanda Plummer. All we know is that she really loves over-pronunciating Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Not a lot to go on still. Are you more fascinated than you were? Like, she's got some cool-looking goons.
She had some very cool-looking goons with those monstrous entire head-covering face masks. Again, like, you know, I don't know what her motivations are, but that kind of vengeance echoes like a Nero, you know, that need to take someone apart, not just like, you know, not just kill them, but take them apart, you know, piece by piece by piece, as she's planning to do. Apparently starting with Beverly.
Well, do we know for a fact that it's her who's going after Beverly? I mean, or are we just assuming that based off the trailers?
I think it's a safe assumption. I mean, like I believe Beverly's message, you know, it comes up a little later in that, but she warns Picard not to trust anyone in that. And if I'm correct in that, and she was fighting for her life in certain trailers that we've seen already in that, and as we see, she winds up in some sort of a cryo chamber.
That's true. Yeah.
So Beverly could be the first piece of this puzzle on that falls.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't notice this in the first trailer. Definitely noticeable in this trailer. Vadic has scarring on her face. I want to know what that's about. That's very interesting to me. Her goons look really cool too. I'm very interested to know what they're about. And we already know what her ship looks like from the last trailer. That thing is a beast. Wow. And someone said, Kevin writes, that the Shrike looks like a Vorlon ship, and I can't see it. I don't remember the Vorlon, unfortunately, so I don't know how to compare that, unfortunately. But Michael, and I want to get your take on this. Michael Kwan writes, could Vadic be a breakaway Romulan faction? But then why would she have these cool looking goon dudes? I don't think that's a mask. I think that's them. You know,
that's just them.
Yeah, I think that's just them. I don't think it's a mask. I could be wrong. I mean, one guy looks like he's wearing a mask. I don't know. It's hard to tell, honestly. I just don't know. I'm gonna say probably not Romulans.
Well, I mean, her character doesn't look Romulan, really.
No, not really a lot of I mean, I think you can kind of see her ears, and they're not pointed. So
they are not. Yeah, I saw them.
So I don't think Romulans are.
They're quite round.
Do you want to read Michelle's comment about Vadic?
Yeah, Michelle P wrote, Vadic. Maybe she's from a planet Picard left and didn't check back in on, kind of a TWOK theme too. The Star Trek Picard comics that take place after season 2 had that theme.
They did. Yep, that was neat. Yeah, and Lower Decks touches on that a little bit with the finale. So interesting. So let's move on from Vadic to, this is, you know, I think going to be the theme of the season. Beverly with her message to Jean-Luc, trust no one. And coming from Beverly, that's a pretty fucking dire warning.
Yeah. It means that not only is it this person who's after Picard, and that possibly has infiltrated Starfleet in some sort of way.
Yeah. So many questions. But trust no one means trust no one. That means even don't trust me. Maybe don't trust our friends. Don't trust new people. I mean, when you say those words, especially in television, right? That's usually a blanketed, like, you know, on like spy shows and political thrillers. That means like everybody is a suspect. So
yeah, but then again, like you think this is why he needs his original crew back, because they're the only people left in the galaxy he can trust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can he though?
Can he? I don't know. Are the butt bugs back? I don't know.
Oh my God, if butt bugs were back, I would be so happy. I give me the butt bugs back. Matt says Sela didn't look Romulan either. I mean, her hair did. She had Romulan hair.
She did.
And she also wore a Romulan outfit. So I don't know. I think Sela looked pretty Romulan, but that's just me. Trust no one. And then I'm just gonna briefly say Phaser Rifle Bev is best Bev. I know Where's Bev and Crusher Convo, our friends over there are going to join us for Picard Week, are excited about those shots too. Made some gifts. I mean, who doesn't want to see Bev with a phaser rifle?
Damn right. We know she can handle.
Yes, she can. Haven Studios writes, trust no one gives me major Dominion war vibes. Which is interesting, right? Because didn't Terry tweet something a few weeks ago about how this isn't just a TNG sequel, how they're doing justice for DS9 and Voyager a little bit too. I think he tweeted something along those lines. So, I mean, who knows?
I would hope so. That would really expand it. But I mean, like the Dominion, and we're not talking changelings, are we?
I don't know. I mean, I just trust no one. So, I mean, there was a lot of subterfuge even without changelings or the, yeah,
sure. That
with
was
the Cardassians, with the Klingons.
But that was a point of Starfleet being on very paranoid, high alert in that.
But also Starfleet's been paranoid ever since the Dominion War. We've known this from Picard season 1 and 2. We've known it even from Lower Decks with the experimental technology they're building with the automated ships. I mean, this is not, your grandmother's Starfleet where it's happy-go-lucky, go explore. They are on edge and there is paranoia. Yeah. So who knows? It would be interesting. It would definitely, I don't know. We'll see. Haven continues. He said that this is an official sequel to TNG DS9 Voyager. So maybe we'll find out in 2 weeks.
We will find out.
Yes. Riker's beard looks beautiful. And he's also in a, does this not look like a Jailhawk?
Where are we at?
We're at the picture of Riker looking sexy, and it's in like I don't know. It looks like a prison to me, but I don't know.
Maybe captured. Oh man!
You see which one I'm looking at?
Hold on.
That one.
So
a little hard to see. Sorry.
Yeah. Hold on. I think I got it. Is it before Marina's?
It's before. Oh, did I even put Marina in here? I don't remember. It's yeah. It's right after. Featured. It's right after Phaser Bev.
Okay, hold on.
Can't find it.
No,
that's okay. So
this unfortunately, like with a 2 minute 45-minute clip, it in the.
Oh, I meant on Twitter. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
On our on the breakdown, I'm doing this all on our breakdown images.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get on Twitter. I had it called up here.
It's a live show, folks.
Yep, all the mistakes.
Haven Riker looking sexy. So you mean every scene since season 2?
Yeah,
just
like I was about.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Haven. Yeah. So Hawk, it's in my breakdown. It's right after Phaser Bev. It's 2 pictures of Will in this like prison-y looking room.
Right.
Riker's beard is its own character, writes MC. It is.
It is. Our final character breakdown.
No, all the way up after Phaser Bev, before Geordi.
There's Saki. There's Geordi before Geordi.
Right before Geordi. Yep.
Okay, so that's hard to tell.
Hard to tell, right?
Well, they're doing so many close-ups on the faces.
I know.
You can't really distinguish what's happening in the background.
It looks like some kind of prison to me. I don't know. It's a cool shot though. I like the blues. It's very sterile, right? Yeah. So, not a lot to go on, a lot to speculate on there. This is one of my favorites. It's the return of Mr. Chief Engineer Geordi LaForge. Looking good. If everybody follows Jorg on Twitter, he did a side-by-side of the picture of Geordi on the view screen in the trailer and the picture of Geordi about to arrest Chakotay and Harry in Timeless. And it's like this same exact pissed off face that he's making. And in every single one of these images on here, Geordi looks pissed. Why is Geordi pissed, Hawk? Why is Geordi mad? Geordi doesn't get mad.
He should be he should be at the happiest point in his life, and that, from what I understand, and that his daughter is now a member of Starfleet. He should be a proud papa. Why is he so pissed off about it?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Like, so I think one thing that we can maybe assume is obviously we see the shot at the end of the trailer where everybody's in a briefing room, right? But obviously they're talking to him via view screen right now, so he's on the ship. I mean, like, you know, there's the line in the trailer, Jean-Luc, everything with you is life and death. Maybe he doesn't want to get involved. Like, what do you think could be going on here? I mean, when you have, you know, I don't know. Maybe he likes his job. I don't know.
maybe he's in a better place than that. Like, you know, I mean, the whole thing with the Enterprise and those adventures is like, you know, a chapter in his life, and that, you know, he's probably at a point in his life where it's like he's settled. He wants to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Rushing off with Jean-Luc Picard usually means like is always life or death.
Yeah, true. Matt Harker is correcting me, and you can see it on the pips of his uniform. It is Commodore Geordi LaForge. Now he is wearing Commodore pips, unless they don't know how to do rank pips in Star Trek anymore. Kevin
gotta have some sort of
Kevin does bring up a good point. Geordi should be upset Picard is putting one of his children in danger. We know from previous trailers that one of Geordi's other daughters is on board the Titan.
Yes.
I mean, I theorized when we did this for the last trailer, we see a shot in that trailer of his daughter getting shot. So did she die? Is he right? Like, is he going to be like, what have you done? Like, cause that's, I know.
I don't know if they go that hard on Geordi though, and that to actually take away one of his kids, like in a final season. I know all the stake. I know all, you know, everything.
Final season being the key word.
I think I think gravely injured, more other not dead.
Yeah. Michelle writes, it's funny because in All Good Things, Geordi was supportive of Picard and his final mission. Who knows? It could be a lot of things. It's obviously not a good omen seeing, you know, one of his daughters get shot, not in this trailer, but the previous one. So who knows? But one thing that is really cool in this trailer is we finally get a shot of Mika Burton, who is his real life daughter, who is playing another one of his daughters on the show. That's cool. I love when that stuff happens. So I'm happy. I'm excited to see what they do together. Michelle also writes, we've already lost Thaddeus. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I could take our bridge crew losing another kid. Honestly, I don't know what I would do. It's a rough one. Like I said, it's a final season, but do they go that hard on our favorite characters? Yeah. I'm going to let you take the next image, Hawk, because I feel like you're probably more excited about this one than me.
Okay.
After Jordan, right after Geordi.
Right after Geordi is, let's see. Am I in the wrong ones in that? I've got the ones that with the blue outlines.
Yeah, the blue outlines. Yep.
So right after Geordi is a picture of Picard.
Oh, no, that's not right.
Wait. Okay. We're not on the final image, are we?
No, we're a few up from the final image. Right after Geordi. Here, you know what I could do, Hawk? We're professional here.
Yes, we are.
Boom. I'm going to do this. It's this one. Take that. Everybody can see our private chat that's not private. Let me know when you click it.
Yep. Here we go.
Sweet.
So we've got the return of Lore.
And
2 images of Lore. And Moriarty. Now I had a theory in that regarding Moriarty, and that I don't know how valid it is still, but
let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Well, it has to do with that whole thing about like an enemy that Picard just doesn't know how to defeat. And the whole purpose of Moriarty being created was he was supposed to be a villain that could defeat Data, accidental wordplay in that. It was supposed to be a villain to defeat Sherlock Holmes. Ended up being one that could defeat Data.
And Data done messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I always suspected when I first saw that Moriarty was going to be included in this season that he was called upon in that as like a last ditch advice person.
Oh, so you think Moriarty's going to be an ally, kind of, not like a not an ally maybe, but like a what do you call him? Like, what do you call that? Not an
okay, the only comparison I can think of is like, in The Walking Dead and that, after, Rick imprisoned Negan and that, and then Negan started giving Rick advice about how to win the Whisperer War.
Okay, I don't know anything about Walking Dead, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Yeah, it's more of like, it takes a monster to defeat a monster.
And maybe a little bit of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or something along those lines, even though we don't know if the enemy is the enemy because he's a holodeck program.
He's Moriarty, and he's probably got to be pissed because when do you think he figured out that he was just on a loop holo program?
Yeah. Right. Can somebody ban Joe from the chat, please? Because he just said I want to see Peanut Hamper and Picard. I'm kidding. No, don't ban Joe.
Don't do that.
No, though. Are you more excited for Moriarty or Lore?
To be honest, Moriarty in that.
Yeah.
I love Brent Spiner, but it's like Giraffe said, he's got some dirt on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in everything in that. They bring him back for every season. Hopefully, hopefully Lore plays some sort of a pivotal role. That'd be great in that. But to be honest, I'm really excited to see Moriarty and why he's back.
Yeah, agreed. Linda Mark said, I believe in new YouTube chatter. Welcome. I want to see Captain of 9 in command. Yes, as do we all. As do we all. I want to see 7 in a captain's chair by the end of the season. That is a big want. The last thing I want to say is I just love this head tilt that Brent Spiner's doing, and with the big smile. It's such the evil Lore smile, right? It's just so menacing, and he's just gonna make things a living hell for them.
Oh, definitely. In that, it's like, Laura, he was always kind of purported to be like a villain with a purpose and that, but in truth, in that, Laura was just psychotic.
So
almost it was almost aimlessly evil.
Yeah, agreed. I'm gonna skip this next image because it's blurry and it's about Vadic's goons, and there's not really anything we can go on other than that one of them is using a force field as a weapon and sticking a Starfleet officer's face in it. That is a bad way to go. Ouch.
Ooh, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Michelle writes, Bev and Picard interrogating Lore together. Oof. Oof. I would not want to be Lore in that situation. I don't know. I do want to talk about, because out of everything in this trailer and the last trailer, the thing that has had me the most interested is this blue looking, it could be an anomaly, it could be a nebula, but I wrote here, and I really do believe this, it really resembles to me the anti-time anomaly from All Good Things. And if we're talking about final missions, and I know that had a lot to do with Q, but if we're talking about final missions, bringing that aspect of All Good Things back would be really neat, and it seems to be something that's getting bigger, right? Because you could see this light shining in onto the bridge. It's almost, it looks like, I don't know. I think in the trailer, the Titan is moving forward, but it could be enveloping the Titan theoretically. Like, I don't know, Hawk. I mean, do you think they could do that? Would it make sense to bring back that anomaly? Like, maybe they didn't fully destroy it?
Like, I do like them when they go back to the well to, for a story and that, and but that seems a little too nail on the head. Oh, we didn't fix it the first time around, but you did.
Right. Yeah.
Not only did you, you started it and then you fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest, really, when you think about it, like, that whole thing might not have even actually happened in that.
Oh, good point. Right. Because he created his own time paradox, right? Was it the grandfather paradox? or something similar to it?
He created something in the future that extended back down to the past. So they were investigating it in the future, and then when they started to investigate in the past and the present, that's when all three timelines started to collide.
Yeah. I have to use a button real quick for MC because she did something that's not allowed, and Giraffe's not here, so I have to find the button. Where is it? There it is. This is for you, MC. So the anomaly connects to the verse. Always my answer for anomalies. We're not going to say what's in front of that word. It's something that Giraffe likes to say.
The which verse?
The what verse? Don't say it. Don't do it. I like this, though, from Kevin Richardson. The anomaly better be the conduit from the season 2 finale.
We haven't even dealt with that.
I swear to fucking God, if we don't even get a mention or a hint of that this season, I'm going to fucking scream. I'm going to scream. Like, I'll be like, we're just going to forget the big elephant in the galaxy that the only thing holding it back is Borgatti? Like,
yeah, but then, okay. I mean, like, how much are we throwing at the wall with this season?
How much does it get until there's too many plot points going on?
We have a new villain, Vedic. We have the return of Moriarty. We have the return of Lore. Where it's almost too much.
It's almost too much. Yeah, I would like a mention. I would like a mention. I would like a mention. That's all I ask.
Hopefully Seven's keeping an eye on it.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the ship that we were previously talking about, and that was the Helios, and we see it here.
Yes.
Ramming into the Titan's hull. The Titan, our brand new hero ship, does not seem to do well this season. Looks like it's taking a hell of a beating. You could tell it's taken a hell of a beating by the giant hole in the hell in this bottom picture. Who knows if that's from the Helios being rammed into it, if it was something else. But man, do they love breaking brand new out of the gate starships?
Yeah, I mean, my concern is this other ship and that, ramming two ships together and that it's not exactly a sound strategy.
Yeah,
especially if you want your ship to survive.
Yeah.
So this Helios and that, I don't know too much about it. Is it expendable, or is it something that a ship that we haven't really seen yet? Maybe something new in design and structure.
Yep. We'll see.
The fact that you can confidently ram another starship with it.
Well, and I mean, I'm gonna assume the Titan survives that hit, but you don't know.
Yeah,
you just don't know. This could be later after the shot of it in warp with the hole in the hole. That could be something unrelated. So who knows? Because, like you said, ramming a starship into another starship, the odds are not good for either. So, though Picard did ram the Enterprise E into the Scimitar, and the Enterprise E was okay. But those were two big ships.
Mm-hmm.
Big. So, I don't know. Let's move on to the other image. We see another starship, a different starship, getting its nacelle. Its nacelle is exploding, which is interesting. And I'm wondering if that somehow relates to the ramming in the previous image. Is Vadic maybe an extremist and using maybe suicide bomber tactics and, ramming things into starships? Is she that crazy, or is it something else?
That's probably a safe assumption. If we see, we don't see too much of her in that, but depending on how large your group is and that, if it's a smaller group that's trying to take on Starfleet and multiple ships and that, then they're going to be using terrorist guerrilla tactics and that to get it done. So
yeah,
it's a safe bet.
Yeah. We also see a couple of new Titan, what seems to be Titan crew members, one either being a Vulcan or a Romulan, or maybe a Vulcan-Romulan hybrid. Don't know the race of the top officer. Picard seems pretty distraught about the ship being hit in this image as well. I'm not even going to begin to try and speculate on why, because Picard puts his hand in his, head a lot. So,
I think I recognize that species at the top.
Oh,
that
yeah?
crew. I
Wait.
don't remember that. Do you remember the episode? The one they're a non-gendered race.
Yes. Oh, could it be interesting? Okay. You know who
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about, who it looked like a little bit, is the race from the planet in Children of the Comet on Strange New Worlds. A little bit. On the planet that's getting dried out.
Right.
And they're like pre-warp. I don't know. But your theory is good too. We'll find out, obviously. Final character breakdown before we get into our final image, and that is Raffi. Raffi seems to not be in a great spot. Maybe not.
Yeah, those are eye drugs, aren't they?
It could be a number of things. We know that Raffi does have a drug issue. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. But we do see her longing for what I think that's her granddaughter. The one that was being born in season 1.
When the Ton told her that he didn't want anything to do with her.
So something's going on there. But why is she fighting Worf?
Oh, I wonder if Worf is like playing like a sponsor here.
Oh,
trying to drag her out of whatever hell pit she's like kind of living in.
Yeah.
Oh. But then again, it's like that's interesting in that. What's the connection between like Worf and Raffi at this point?
Well, that is the big question. This seems like a very random occurrence for them to find each other. Raffi is obviously Jean-Luc's former first officer. Worf is his first. Like, there's got to be some kind of connection. But I actually love your theory, Hawk, about him being some kind of sponsor for her.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something that's really cool. Maybe he's hunting her. Maybe she's fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, it's based on like the brief bits of dialogue I've heard in the trailer from Worf and that, it's like he's trying to counsel. We see obviously he's fighting her in that, but he's also trying to counsel her. I was once full of anger too, and that.
Right.
Yeah. So I think he obviously has a more of a connection to Raffi than we might know at this point, and that, and I think he's trying to pull her back from whatever edge she's walking on. Poor Raffi. Come on.
I know, right? Can Raffi
I thought she was in a good place,
right?
She and Seven were doing great.
Kevin writes, it's just Visine. Raffi has space allergies. Oh, I like it. I hope so. Yeah. Listen, that being said, I got to imagine Raffi and Worf, for whatever the reason is, fighting each other has to be a pretty good fight. They both kick ass. So,
just a little bits of choreography we've seen in this trailer.
Right. It looks like it's going to be a good fight. I'm just gonna spend the last part of this pod with my heart melting a little bit for it's the hero scene, right? It's like TNG. They're all sitting together once again in a conference room. I think York pointed out Bev and Geordi in their old seats, right next to each other. I mean, this is just. If this doesn't get you excited, like, I don't know what will. And it's just them, no pun intended. I don't know what will. Will Riker.
That's a stretch.
Fuck
as far as pumps.
Damn it.
Get off my bridge.
I'll get out of the observation room. I just love this moment. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. It pulls on so many emotions, and that this is the last time, but at least like they're together for the final time.
Yeah.
And where we will be there for it too.
Yep, exactly. That does it for our breakdown. Hawk, I kind of asked you where you were at the beginning of the show. If you can give me a 1 out of 10 number of where your excitement level is for Picard season 3, after not just watching the trailer, but talking about it with me and talking about it with the chat tonight, where would you put it?
Oh, at the beginning, I was super excited. I would put it myself at an 8 in that, but I mean, like, I'm pretty much at 11 right now.
Yeah.
It goes all the way up to 11.
Yep. I'm at an 11 too. I know I shouldn't be letting myself like let the hype get in because we've been burned, not like Renee and Robert.
See, now that was great. That was a great reference to the pun mistress herself,
Yeah,
Brittany.
yeah, we love you, Brittany. Yeah, I'm at an 11, but I can't wait. I think we're just over 2 weeks until the season premiere. And before I get into the mailbag, I will say we are just over 1 week away from Captain Picard week, and that is going to be so much fun. I know we have a few people in the chat who are taking part in that, so can't wait. Haven gives 9.975, the top speed of Voyager, as their excitement level. So I'm getting a few too soons in the chat.
Ouch! Burn from Michelle P.
Yes.
Too soon from Kevin Richardson.
Sorry,
that
not
was
sorry,
cold,
guys.
Julian from Haven.
Sorry, not sorry. Oh man, let's get into some mailbag.
Shipwide, Cadet Aurora.
Aye, sir.
And Hawk, why don't you hit us off with Haven's mailbag, please?
Absolutely. Let me just call it up here. Mailbag. So Haven wrote, Star Trek Picard, I am actually excited to see Worf return since he holds the record of most appearances in Star Trek with 270 total episodes from Encounter at Farpoint through What We Left Behind. And if the rumors are true, he will be in 9 of the 10 episodes for the season.
Just real quick, going to the chat. There is actually a petition online for a Rafi 7 spinoff. So if you want that, go sign it.
Yeah.
Or just a spinoff of Picard. I would take a Rafi 7 one. I would just take. I would take anything.
I would take anything that has that the Picard universe has set up in that, because I think there's a lot to explore.
Yep.
Yeah. Continuing on with Haven wrote regarding Annie Wersching, I was saddened to hear the news of Special Agent Renee Walker passing away. If you know, that was the character that Annie Wersching played in 37 episodes of seasons 7 and 8 of Fox's 24 from 2009 to 2010. Although I learned while preparing this that she was in the show Hulu's Runaways, which I have yet to see but was planning on. Now finding out this information, I will be watching it sooner than later.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I highly recommend the Rookie as well. I know obviously ACAB, All Cops Are Bastards, but also there are some really good cop procedurals and comedies on TV, and The Rookie is a really good show, and she was masterful in that. So I will take Fernanda's brief one, and I'm going to give you another long one, Hawk.
Nice.
The full trailer got me optimistic and served to fix some of the damage inflicted by season 2. That's it. That's the tweet, but it's a good one. Tweet. That's a good one.
Blue Cat Ship wrote, I've just seen the Picard season 3 trailer. I am cautiously excited, but dang, can't they light anyone in the show too dark? And I don't mean the dystopian bent of Picard and Discovery. I mean the physical lack of lighting. Anyway, I am tempted to watch the season and hope it won't be a letdown like the previous 2. I watched part of season 1, but not season 2. OTOH, on the other hand, I've loved Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Prodigy. Picard season 3 looks like they're trying for a miniseries extended movie. I hope it will be good and will please fans. One comment, not meant to be mean, just Patrick Stewart's age is showing more now, and all the cast are older. Still, if they do something more with the TNG cast, good. And DS9 and Void, please. That was college and young adult years for me, and all 3 series were good.
I'm going to go off of what Blue Cat just wrote. Also a first-time mailbagger, so thank you for putting your mailbag in. This is probably, maybe a controversial thing to say as a Trekkie, but I kind of agree with Blue Cat here. I think that in season 2 especially, Patrick Stewart is starting to show his age a little bit. I actually don't really think so with the rest of the cast. I think that they still very much seem like their TNG selves, but you have to remember Patrick Stewart himself is old, and he's actually supposed to be playing an even older character. Picard is in his 90s. Patrick Stewart is in his 80s. So, I mean, it makes sense to playing. I mean, he's getting old, but people live for a long time in the Star Trek universe. I think it works,
Oh, it does.
I think it works. It doesn't take anything away from it for me.
If you've ever seen bikini pics of Patrick Stew in that, that, like, he, like One of the things that holds back a lot of people who are older in that from continuing in their acting careers is insurance and that, because like a
Right.
lot of insurance companies do, when they're, doing the claims for the shows and that, and, all the
Mhm.
waivers and that, they take age into account but nobody has ever held him back on a job because of his age and
Yeah.
that, because he's in great shape.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
Yeah.
is. I will take MC's Star Trek Picard. I'm jazzed that Beverly looks to have a huge part in the story. I think all of the characters, I think of all the characters, she was the one who was the most mistreated in the TNG movies. Agreed. Gates McFadden is fantastic and really needs to have a chance to shine. Yeah, 100% agree. On Annie Wersching, I am unfamiliar with Annie outside of her performance as the Borg Queen, but her Borg Queen was wonderful. She was threatening in a way that outstripped either of the other previous Borg Queens. There was such a sinister nature to her. The performance was even more spectacular now that we know she was fighting cancer at the time. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You want to take Solana's, who I think is also
Yes.
in the chat?
Yes, please. Solana wrote, is this guy a young Picard? Maybe. For me, Vedic is the most compelling villain on first sight in a long time. Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would agree with that necessarily on the screen. I feel like, I mean, I to be fair, I can't think of anyone quite off the top of my head, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
So I don't want to say that I wasn't trying to say that showing his age is a bad thing. I just think his age is visible, but like I said, and I think Hawk agreed, like it works for the show. It's not a bad thing, but I mean, people get old and they do age, and he's still absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I don't think it does matter. And Solana does say age is the whole theme of Star Trek Picard. 100%. 100%. So Michelle wrote, badass Beverly Crusher was still my favorite thing. I know, very on brand for me. Also am intrigued by that fine young man with the British accent, nice jawline, and strikingly blue eyes that may or may not be an offspring of the two most wonderful Trek characters, Picard and Dr. Crusher. Go ahead and take Lexi's Hawk.
Oh, yes. Let me call that up.
Oh,
here.
sorry. Did I?
No,
No, that's my fault. I didn't put it
I've
in
got
the
it on
thing.
my phone here. Don't worry. So Lexi wrote regarding Picard, excited to see how it all wraps up. If it'll feel fittingly climactic for the characters in TNG as a whole, or if they'll leave it open enough with all this talk of a potential movie they've been saying. Regarding Annie Wersching, utterly tragic, far too young. She was a splendid actor, iconic as Tess in The Last of Us, really good in Runaways, and I personally adored her dynamic with Girardi as the Borg Queen. Never before did I think I'd be actively shipping Assimilation, but she somehow made it work for me.
Nice. I love that. I will close it out with Michelle did another one. I don't think she saw that it was a double mailbag, so we put her in twice. Sad hearing about the passing of Annie Wersching. She was fabulous in Picard season 2, and I love the energy she brought to the Vegas con. Coming from the videos I've seen and friends who met her there. I can also say I had the privilege of meeting her in Chicago, and she was absolutely wonderful. She was also on another show I watched back in the day, NCIS. I feel like everybody and their mother's been on NCIS. So yes, awesome.
It's like Law and Order, and that it's just it's like almost like a rite of passage for actors.
Exactly. Thinking of her family, as are we.
Oh, there is a site you can donate to her family.
Yes, there's
right?
a GoFundMe. I think I posted the link. It should be in 10 forward. You could search for it on our Discord. We're gonna donate some to that as well, so her family can, be able to grieve in the way that they need to. So think about donating if you can. That's gonna do it for this one. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready. 2 more weeks. I want to thank everybody in the YouTube chat. It was on fire tonight. I love your theories. I love your conspiracy theories. I love it all. I can't wait to see if your guys are right or not. It's gonna be amazing. Hawk, it's been a pleasure doing this with you as well. Join us this Thursday, special start time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, as we welcome Jesco back to the show. Best of Ferengi Part 2 on DS9. We just watched The Nagus. I think after this, we're going to go and watch, it was not on our list. It's in our honorable mentions. We're going to watch, not Bar, is it Bar Association? I think we're going to watch Bar Association or no, we're gonna watch Rules of Acquisition. So that's the one. So
Nice.
yep. That's say make it so. Live long and prosper. Majram. Good night.
No.
And didn't